Alexa, pause. We are. StreamYard better do me right today. Okay. Just unplug this. Hello, everybody coming in. Happy Thursday. Happy 16 days before 2023 officially begins. I hope you all, if you're joining me from the US, at least on the Eastern side, it is 12 o'clock, so it is lunchtime. And I can't wait to talk with you guys. It's probably going to be like a hodgepodge of different things, but I really want to stick to the topic of just lighting that fire, getting ready for a brand new year. Even today, we can start right now. So, hey, what's up? How are you? I'm so glad that you guys joined me early. Hey, Desiree. So, I'm going to give it a few more minutes to see how many people join because I kind of want to talk about a few different things as it relates to just getting ready for the new year, setting goals for paying down debt because we did talk about that last week. I know Tara from, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her channel name, but Tara asked for make little tips regarding debt repayment and whatnot. So I want to talk about that. And I have notes because I will go off on tangents and I'm trying my best to stay focused. But I had some tips for that and for anybody really. If you're trying to pay down debt in the new year, if you just acquired new debt and you need just a little bit of guidance really, or just you want to keep the momentum going to pay off through the new year, I'm going to give you some tips that hopefully help you. And hey, Kathy, Kathy's here. Okay, be safe. Okay, listening but not looking, which is important. So please be safe on the road. Okay. I am not eating anything healthy today. So I usually get most of my viewers are women, so you already know my courses came. So I I am trying not to eat this whole bag, but some of this dumb chocolate because chocolate is a little bit of a weakness of mine. But I am eating some food, although it's not the healthiest. I'm eating, well, kind of. I'm eating oatmeal, the instant oatmeal maple with brown sugar. So this is what I'm eating for lunch. Let me know what you're eating for lunch, okay? Or what you plan to eat for lunch if you haven't taken lunch yet. All right. So if you're going to be watching the replay, please make sure to click the thumbs up button and just check to see when all of the conversation about paying down debt, tips for getting fired up and keeping momentum throughout the new year to achieve your goals begins, because I'm not going to see what time we officially start because these lives are more casual, okay? But we have 16 days, you guys. 16 days as of today. We have 16 days until 2023 officially begins. Are you ready? Are you ready for attacking your goals? Okay. And what are you looking forward to the most in 2023? Are you looking to buy a new house? Are you looking to start your budgeting journey? Are you looking to start new savings challenges? Are you looking to start a business? Are you paying down debt? I know some of you, like Kathy, you're starting your debt repayment for certain things in the new year. Let's start right now. Let's start planning it out. Let's start mapping it out. There are some debt repayment options that I wanted to give specifically to Tara because she asked me. But again, this can fit for anybody. And you don't have to take this advice, because I'm not a financial advisor. These are just things that I did because I was inspired by other people in the personal finance space, specifically Rochelle Adamson from Rochelle Adamson Budgets. She was very, very encouraging in some of her videos from like early last year and even back in 2020 when I started my budgeting journey. And I hadn't yet focused on paying down my student loans, even though we paid them off last year. In the beginning of the year, I didn't think that that would be a thing, but it actually was a thing. We were able to pay it off. And one of the tools that Rochelle Adamson shared on her channel was something called undebt.it. It's a website where it's absolutely free. You can input all of your debts and their interest rates, the due dates, everything. And it will give you a projected debt-free date based on your minimum payments, based on whether you're doing the debt snowball or the debt avalanche method. The debt snowball and the debt avalanche, if for anybody who doesn't know, those are two of, I think, the most popular repayment plans or repayment options for anybody starting their journey. So the debt snowball is basically you listing out all of your debts from the greatest debt to the least. I'm holding this chocolate in my hand because I really want to eat it. So the lowest debt to the highest debt that you have, and then you pay the minimum payments on all of them, but the lowest one, you pay a little bit extra each month till it's completely gone. And then that same minimum monthly payment that you were putting towards that lowest debt, you roll over to the second lowest or second highest, and then you continue down the line. But the debt avalanche is where you're basically paying the debt with the highest interest first. Those are for people who are like, okay, you want to save the most money in the front end. So if you pay off the debts with the highest interest rate, I think it takes a little longer, but at least you save the most money. But with the debt snowball, it's all about momentum. It's all about staying on fire. So if you're paying off the least amount and then you pay that off, then you get a quick win and you're like, okay, I'll move on to the next one. And then that's how that works. If you list that information on this free online debt snowball, debt avalanche tracker, you'll get to see what your projected debt-free date is. And I'm going to try to show you the website because I'm streaming from my cell phone because the laptop gives me so much trouble. So hang on. What I'm going to do is just turn my screen around. Hopefully I can do it so you can see. If not, I'll just turn the camera around. Hold on. Let me see. This is what it looks like. And this is the name of the website. I'm sorry if this is a little ghetto. But I'll also type it into the chat box. Hey, cousin. How are you? If I could just figure out how to comment. It won't let me comment, y'all. It's not letting me comment. Okay. If somebody could please put this in the chat box. The website is undebt, which is undebt.it, undebt.it. It's a free tool that helps you plan out your debt freedom. Okay, how much you're going to pay. Again, whether using the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. If someone could please put that in the comments because for some reason I can't do it. I can't even type it in. So that's just one of the resources that Rochelle Adamson shared that helped me. And I loved it. It helped me. I used that whenever I was updating the community on my student loans and how I was repaying it back. I was able to use that to give me a projected date. And I found it easy, or I found it fun to treat it like a race. So if undebt.it showed me, oh, your debt freedom date is, let's say January 2024. I said, no, I can beat that. And then I would be in this race, in this competition with it to see if I can beat it. It's a momentum thing. And I think that's one of the best ways to really get yourself motivated and see progress, even if it's a little bit of progress at a time, is to make it a fun game, make it like a little competition so you can keep that momentum because your mindset is going to bring you there. I know there are a lot of numbers people here. A lot of people like me, they were numbers nerds. We want to know percentages. We want to know length of time. We want to know interest rates. We want to know how long is it going to take us to reach this specific goal. But in reality, even if the numbers make sense, if your momentum is not there, if your mindset is not like, I can do this and I can do it in whatever time frame I want, then it's really not going to work. So you have to keep the fire going. And if y'all can see, my lights are a little bit ghetto because one of my kids was pulling on the light, so I have to adjust it. So undebt.it, please check it out. It's absolutely free, y'all. They're not sponsoring this at all. And if it wasn't for Rochelle Adamson Budget sharing it, I wouldn't have been able to use it. And I can tell you, if you go back to my debt, I think it's debt freedom playlist or my debt free playlist, I have multiple updates talking about my debt repayment, and sharing what undebt this website gave me based on what I was able to do, just because I was motivated by seeing their date, which seemed so far off, and paying it down that way. Two things that I think, no, actually three things I think is good to do when you're paying down debt. Let's say, for example, Tara shared this openly, and she shared it again on the live last week, that she had, I think she bought a laptop and she got a good deal where it was interest free for a certain amount of time. I don't remember how many months or whatever it is. But what I was thinking is, you could do, if you have a debt that you're trying to work on right now, you can divide the balance of what's owed into the next, let's say 10 or 20 or maybe even 50 paychecks. Make it real simple. Say, okay, I have this $1,800. It's the lowest debt. It's something new. Maybe I don't have any interest and I want to pay this off as quickly as possible. Hey, Paula, what I would do is take whatever that balance and divide it into the next amount of paychecks. Maybe you want to pay it off in 10 paychecks. Think of it that way. Or 20 paychecks. How much you need to put aside. And this is especially with no interest. You could knock that out fast that way. So that's one option. Another option is to add $10 to whatever the minimum monthly payment is. And trust me, even if it's $5, every dollar makes a difference, especially if you're just adding that extra without them telling you. It could knock down a lot of interest if it is a high interest debt or low interest debt or whatever. Knock it down faster, just adding $10 every time you make a payment. The third way that's really helped me, and I've shared it on my channel very openly when I was paying down debt, even just raising money for this emergency fund, make weekly additional payments. So even if you get paid bi-weekly, if you can divide your whatever amount your debt snowball is into two, and you can, or maybe this is beyond your debt snowball. Maybe your debt snowball is $40 or whatever. If you can find an extra $5 a week or $10 a week, some weeks I put like $2 on my debt on Transfer Tuesday. You can go back and check my videos. I'm not lying. I promise before the Lord, before all of you, sometimes I just had $1 or $2 and I would transfer that over to make the payment. Make weekly transfers. Transfer Tuesday is a big one because Mary over at Pennies Not Perfection, she started it, and it kickstarted a lot of people being able to pay down debt, save for their weddings, pay off car loans, do lots of different things, save for their Roth IRAs, invest more by just making small incremental transfers or payments every single week. That's another way to stay motivated. That's another way to get the debt down quickly. And let me turn off my Bluetooth because it's dying. Okay. I hope you all can still hear me. And please let me know if you can hear me. Okay. So those are 3 debt repayment options that I thought of that could help someone. Divide the balance into your next 10 or 20 or 50 paychecks to just make it easy, especially if there's no interest, right? For the time being, like student loans or any other special, special like buy now, pay later type of things you got into. Add $10 to the minimum monthly payment or make weekly additional payments. Again, it could be $1, it could be $5. Hey, D, I missed you. I'm so sorry. How you doing if you're still here? I hope you're doing well. So we have the opportunity to hit the reset button, y'all. In just 16 days, a little bit less, we have the opportunity to hit that reset button. What are you looking forward to the most in 2023? Are you looking to pay down debt? Or are you looking to save more? Are you looking to start a business? Like, tell me, guys, talk to me in the comments. What are you looking forward to the most in 2023? Okay. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, free resources. We already talked about undebt.it. I also want to let you know, if you don't know already, I have a website. This website it started off as just a blog since 2019. It is now almost 2023. And I sell mostly digital products there, but I have a free bill tracker that I just listed there. Just something to help you get started if you haven't even started budgeting yet, or if you've never even tracked your bills or when they're due, or if you haven't, you can use it even to track your debts. It's absolutely free. And I just listed it today. It went live at 12 p.m. It's $0 until January 31st. I was trying to see if I can share it like in a community post. I should be able to if I just copy the link. And I'll try to do that after this live. But if you go to tashaloveslife.com/shop and you search bill tracker, you'll see that it's absolutely free. It's $0, doesn't cost anything until January 31st. And I have a whole bunch of other freebies that I'm trying to, that I'm going to, not trying to, but that I'm going to list and give away, throughout 2023. So some of the items that I have for free are only going to be for members of the channel, just because there are certain things that I want to pull back and do behind the scenes. But if you're subscribed to the channel, if you have your bell notification on, you should be able to get alerts when there's a new community post, or if I share it in the video that there's a new freebie that's going to help with budgeting, whether it's a savings challenge, whether it's tracking your bills or tracking those debts. Again, if you want to do the debt snowball method, if you want something just to help you stay motivated and stay on task, I'm going to have things for you. And I hope that, you'll be able to see those when I post them. Hey, Robbie. Happy Thursday. How are you? Hey, Hierarchy Finance Bureau. I thought about your question from last week, and I think I have an answer, and I think I am going to do a little mini series on the channel talking about daily budgeting habits, because it is a daily thing if you really look at it, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. So I thought about your comment from last week, and I'm working on something behind the scenes, increasing my annual revenue by 5K and working less days per week. I'm so glad you wrote that, because listen, I was thinking about something today, and I don't remember. I was listening to a podcast, I think, like while I was doing dishes or something this morning, and something struck me about how many hours we work per day. Like a regular 9 to 5, regular W-2 employee, sometimes it's not just 8-9 hours. Sometimes it's 10, 12, maybe even 15 hours a day that most people will work. And if they have families, or most people have families, or they have husbands and wives, they don't really get the amount of time to spend quality time with their family, because they're working so hard and they're exchanging their hours for dollars. And sometimes the dollars don't match. It doesn't match. I remember I used to watch almost religiously. I watched One Big Happy Life, and the woman, she changed her name. Her name is Tasha, but she changed her name. I can't remember what she changed it to. But a couple years back when I watched her, she talked about how she was in the military. She was a teen mom, and then she studied. She went to college, and she, went to grad school. She became a lawyer or an attorney, and she was moving up. She wanted to become a partner. And as she progressed in her field, she was exchanging more hours for more money, but it wasn't balanced, because she would have to travel out of state. She wouldn't see her child or her husband for months, and she felt like it was an uneven exchange, right? And I was thinking about that when I'm reading your comment. Why do we have to exchange 50, 60 hours a week for a six-figure income? Isn't there easier ways to make money where you don't miss out on critical time with your family, with your children, to see them grow, to nurture them, to pour into them, to develop, and healthy relationships with your parents, with your siblings, with, your significant other? Like, I think there are easier ways for us to make money where it doesn't have to burn us out or cause us to lose momentum too quickly. Because I don't think it's all about becoming a doctor or a lawyer. I think those are great, admirable positions, but not everybody needs to be a doctor or a lawyer. Some cultures were like, this is what you're going to be. You're either going to be a doctor or you're going to be a lawyer. You can't be a musician. You can't be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad. You can't be a digital creator. You can't do these things because you have to be this or that. Like, not everybody was born to save the world. I think I'm going off a tangent. I'm really sorry, but I have a point to make. I promise. We do not need to, we shouldn't have to spend 120 hours a week, honestly, burning ourselves out to make a whole lot of money so that we can provide for a family that we're not even really truly providing for on a spiritual level or emotional level. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. So I like that you plan to increase your revenue by 5K and work less days per week. I think that's amazing. Go for it. Hi, Shalise, one of my favorite people. Thank you for coming. Hey, Brittany. And I'm so glad you guys were able to show up. Yeah, everything is good. I hope we could do a video together. YouTube has this new feature where you can go live with someone at the same time. So I got to see how that works, but I would love to collaborate with you. I'm sorry, I'm going back to your comments. I missed some people. I am mostly looking forward to 2022 being behind me. But on a finance standpoint, oddly enough, I want to lighten up on the savings and enjoy the life that I have. Amen. Listen, not everybody needs to do everything. I was watching Tara's video, Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. That's what her channel name is. I don't know how I forgot that. But I was watching her video this morning. I think she released it yesterday, but I didn't get to watch it until this morning, where she was talking about getting pulled into other people's ideas. Like, it's okay to get inspiration from other people, but not everything is for you. So you don't have to do all the savings challenges and all the things. Like, just live your life. And I feel like that because I have something going on in the background, and I'm thinking to myself, this set of people don't like me and they're trying to do something against me, but what do I have against them? Nothing, because I want to live my life. I want my children to live their life. I want us to build something greater because God said so. So kudos to you for lightening up and living your life, because when are you going to do it? Don't say tomorrow, do it right now. This is why I said in the very beginning, we have 16 days until the new calendar year officially begins. And why do we need to wait for the ball to drop on the 31st of December to say, yeah, I'm going to do this when the new year starts? Start right now. Start planning and preparing right now. I have not been to the gym in over a week, and I really need to get to it. But one of my goals is to maintain a certain weight and live my life in a healthier way, right? Because health is wealth. I haven't been to the gym because of a whole lot of different reasons, but I try to make sure I'm walking every day. I'm stretching when I'm in the house. I'm watching what I'm eating for the most part. I'm drinking more water intentionally because I'm getting started. So my body can get used to getting up earlier, eating different things, not eating certain things. And, before January comes, like, I'm ready now. I'm ready to see some changes now. I loved One Big Happy Life. I don't know, after 2021, I think I kind of like migrated from their channel, but they did have a lot of good content that I used to watch all the time. Don't worry, if you missed anything, maybe you can watch the replay if it's not too janky. I think I get better streaming on my cell phone than I do with my laptop for some reason. I don't know why. I did email StreamYard because, again, I'm using their free version. Nothing wrong with that. But for some reason, I feel like I get better service on my cell phone than I do with the laptop. So hopefully, if you watch the replay, it won't look janky. It won't look crazy. Robbie says, started setting up my 2023 savings goals and a new budgeting system after last week's live chat. I'm glad you got something inspiring from that live chat last week. And that's good. Starting early is a good thing, because at least when January comes, you already be set. I know what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it, you know, because everything doesn't go 100% to plan. You know what I'm saying? We make plans, but life happens in between. But at least you have something to guide you through the next year, so you're not just like, kind of waiting around and you're not really doing anything. We want to hit some targets, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with setting goals and planning things out. We can't always just go by the wind. So I think planning is good. All right. Yes, exactly. I don't know what I said. I said a lot, but a budget grants that clarity. I do believe a budget gives clarity. I do believe budget is a spending plan. It gives you the freedom to choose what you want to do, but you definitely need a budget to do anything. A written plan. I start off with a notebook. I have more notebooks than I can count right now. Get a notebook and a pen and start writing down your budget, how much income you have coming in or what you're going to use from your income, and what your bills are, what your variables are, your spending, your gas, your groceries, all those things that can change from month. Write it out, because you want to know where your money is going before you have to wonder where the heck did my money go, right? So I do agree. A budget gives you clarity, and it gives you permission to live. You don't want to, it's not restrictive at all. It's actually something that puts you in control of it. I don't think anyone should let money control them. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody should have a plan to move forward, so you know what's coming up and you know how to manage it, because 2023 is probably going to be a little rocky for a whole lot of people, but it doesn't have to be for us, right? Because we're setting ourselves up for success right now. I just saw an article that said Missouri schools are looking to move to a 4-day week. That's good. I'm like, why? I mean, listen, as a mother of 3 boys, of 3 children, I enjoy having 5-day weeks. I enjoy having them out of the house for 5 days a week. But I understand the concept. That's what I love, because why do you need to work 10-hour days? Why? Most of our work, especially me, I work in insurance as an insurance agent, and I know what it's like to work in retail. I know what it's like to work in those places, but you can get a lot of work done in a less amount of time. When I was in college, one of my jobs, I worked at a Modell's Sporting Goods, and I started off as a regular base position, like working in the stock room or something like that, because I was 17 or 18 years old. And there was a girl who worked there before me. She was a few years older than me. She was probably an adult, like 20, 21 years old. And she was like the big kahuna in the floor, and she worked a lot. And they loved her. But then when I came in, because I'm kind of a like, can we get this done right now kind of person. I've always been that way. I don't know, but I've always been that way. And I like to get things done in a methodical way, and I move quickly. So when I was unpacking boxes and stocking things and restocking and checking marks on things, I was moving very fast. So I was doing her work in like half the time. And the managers caught on, and they said, well, she's even better than her, and she's been here for so long. And I was only there for like temporarily between, winter break for college and summer, all of that. And they were like, okay, well, do you want her position? And they offered me the position because I was doing all of that work in half the time. So I didn't need to work those long shifts, which eventually I think saved them money. So that was a good thing. But that just proves the point that you made, and that I think Hierarchy made. You don't have to work as long to be efficient and make, make movements, make progress. But the value that we bring shouldn't be lower than the amount of money we make, right? So like, if I could do the same work, I should be getting paid the same amount as her, even though I'm doing it in half the time. Don't lock me down to 8 hours when I don't need to be here for 8 hours. I can do the same amount of work in 4 hours, and it's excellent. Pay me and let me go home. Hey, Marcus. I think I'm behind on comments. You got to balance things out. If people ain't hating on you, you ain't working hard enough. True that. True that. True that. True that. And it's more than just that. Sometimes people just need something to do and they don't have anything fulfilling in their lives enough, so they got to bring you up. But that's okay. I'm focused on my path, and I'm letting the people talk, do what they have to do, because I'm not putting energy towards that. I started going to the gym 6 times a week as opposed to 3 times a week. Vacation in July, and I don't want to look like an embarrassment to my wife. I'm not even going to touch that at all. Woo! No, it's not you. It's me. Work is crazy and the phones keep ringing. So, okay. That's okay. Shalise, 2023 goals. I know this is going to be good. Let me sip some water. Hold on. Oh, goodness. Build assets, book 2 trips, and become a Zumba instructor. Say what? Teach virtual from home on the side and start swimming again. I don't know how to swim. Black girl don't know how to swim right here. But so maybe you could teach me. But that's excellent. A Zumba instructor virtual. I like your goals. Thank you for sharing your goals. These are the kind of things that inspire me. So I hope there are some other people here in the comments, or if you're watching the replay, you get inspired by seeing what other people are doing. Don't be afraid to share some of the things that you want to do and some goals, because you never know. Some people are not going to be in your corner. Let them do what they do. Let them talk, say what they want to say. But there are some genuine people in this community who will support you, who will come back and say, yeah, she was doing this, so I can do it too. Or he said this and he can do this. I can do it too. Don't be afraid to share some of those goals, because I'm sure you will get somebody in this community who will lift you up. Oh my gosh. I just opened this Dove chocolate because I told you it's that time for me. Be fearlessly authentic. You probably can't see it because I mangled it, but it says be fearlessly authentic. I like that. Okay. I'm trying to go back to I'm telling you. Okay. So I don't know if Tara's here or if she came in, but please let me know if those tips helped you at all. I don't know how to swim, so I actually, despite the very traumatic things that happened at the beginning of this year, most of you, if you've been here before, if you're watching me throughout this year, you already know what happened. I actually enjoy not having to clock in and clock out, because there was so much stress involved with the work. I mean, work is work. Be grateful to have a job, to be able to work, because in this climate, a lot of things are happening. But I honestly enjoy not having to, you got to clock in at this time and you clock out at this time. Your lunch break is only this long. Like, sometimes I don't need the restriction. And mostly because I have small children still. I mean, I have a teenager and we have some things going on, with him, with all of our children, but with the small ones especially, you need to be attentive. And I got some things going on, like I said, in the background, where I've got to be available. So having a regular 9 to 5 where you got to clock in here, you got to clock in there, you're basically exchanging your time for someone else to pay you to get their work done. And again, if I can provide the same value in less the time, then I should be able to have freedom over when I can leave and what I need to do. So for me, I actually enjoy right now having that liberty, having that freedom to move back and forth and to make money on my own terms, however I can, whenever I can, because God is my source. Okay. He provides a whole lot of resources, jobs, freelance opportunities for creativity, all the things. So I got to trust his plan. Hi, my major goal to pay down my mortgage as much as possible in 2023. And I'm cheering you on because I'm watching you with your side income, with your regular income, making all those money moves and not being ashamed of the 10, 15, $20 because every single dollar makes a difference. I forgot who it was I was watching. It might have been Amy. It might have been a debt-free Friday from like a year or so ago. But when you make extra payments on your mortgage, even if you do it every week or bi-weekly, it makes a huge difference. Not Amy. I love Amy from Dear Debt, but it was Nija from Budgeted Banking because she's crushing her mortgage debt too. Those payments make a difference, y'all. And that inspires me because I'm going to be where you guys are in a little while. So do that because I'm cheering you on. Um, Passing swimming was mandatory for HBCUs. It used to be a graduation requirement. Really? That's different. They sure do. And I think they do that so you can eat more. But I'm trying to slow down because I don't want those problems. You know what? That's brown skin girls challenge, but they have things now for us. I think they have different swim caps and different things that'll help keep our hair, together. My savings goal for 2023 is pay off my car and credit cards. Good. Do you have are you using the debt snowball method or are you using the debt avalanche method for paying off the debts, the car and the credit cards? And if you're interested, Robbie, again, there's a free bill tracker there. I think it can, I'm going to print it out and record a separate video to show you how it could work. Again, there's freebies everywhere, but I'm just trying to make sure I'm bringing some value to you guys. So if you want to use it, it is absolutely free until January 31st. You can use it to list out all your monthly bills so you can keep track of everything or your debts and keep track of them throughout the year. So you have something to keep you focused on your goals. Yes, I am pouring into my kids, especially in these times we're living. It's crazy out here in these streets. And yeah, so I want to be as present as possible with my children because there's always somebody else in their ear trying to teach them something, trying to train them in a certain way. And I don't want them to be confused. So just me. That's just me. But yeah, 2023 can be a really great year. I remember I was, preparing mentally for this live, and I was thinking about how things felt in 2019 because we were coming into 2020, did not know all the things that would start happening, especially in March. I was just like, okay, you know what? We started budgeting in September of 2019 just because we wanted to save more money. I wanted to stop paying overdraft fees. I wanted to stop looking at a bank account that was practically empty every week after I worked all these hours, after my husband worked all these hours, after we did all of these things, we had no money. And I was like, I'm tired of this. So going into 2020, I was like, okay, I'm paying off the credit card, using the bonus that I'm going to get. And I started my website already. So I wanted to launch that. And I had this other business. I started this not this YouTube channel, but a different one. I had all these plans, right? Some of them, I checked them off. I said, okay, I did this, I did that, I did this. Now what's next? And boom, March happened. Everything shut down. But the plans didn't stop. We had to recalibrate a little bit, but they didn't stop. So if you're going into 2023 thinking everything is going to go exactly the way you planned, you don't know what else is happening outside. But that's why it's good to have a plan and to start executing parts of that plan early, which is why I'm saying let's do it now, y'all, because anytime you start setting up plans, life is not going to stop. Life is not going to slow down. Things are going to happen, but you can still win. In 2019, when I was going into 2020, I just had my baby. He was just a few months old before everything shut down. All kinds of weird things happening. Life was just lifing at that time for everybody across the globe. So that might set back some plans, but anyway, we still have to keep going. So you might have to readjust a little bit, but if you've already started, You've got the momentum. That's what I'm thinking, because that's how I felt in 2020 when we entered in. I said, oh, I paid off my credit card debt. Boom, that's done. And now that $500 credit limit that I had, I'm just being transparent. That $500 credit limit that I had with Capital One for years, after being 120 days late, 200 and whatever, 260, whatever days late, always late, 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 I still was able to pay it off and get my increase. And I didn't know at that time, in February of 2020, that credit cards would actually give you rewards points. I had no idea that you could get cash back. I didn't know that they could give you cash back in credits for dining and for traveling and all those things. Like 6 or 7 months into 2020, because I paid the credit card off and I was using it for very small charges and paying it off, they said, oh, we're going to give you a benefit now. Then they start giving me cash back. Then they increased my credit limit. And now it's over 5,000 for this one card that used to be maxed out, and I couldn't even pay that. So, you know what I'm saying? You make changes and you execute. Even when life changes some things and stuff all around you starts happening, please make sure you stay focused on the goal so you can see yourself winning. And even if you have 3 goals and you got 1, you say, okay, that one is done. Now we're going to just recalibrate and keep moving on to the others. That snowball is a good one, I think. And I like that one because it helps build momentum and keep momentum. So that's good. Hey, Chris. Dee says Chris is a celebrity. Dee's a celebrity too, and she knows it. Yeah, I love that. I just can't, every time I watch a video and I hear that, I just get excited. Because I'm not that cool, but that's real. I love it. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Bess. How was your day or your evening? I'm not sure what time it is where you are, but how are you doing? And how is Noah? Okay, so to recap, you guys, I know a lot of people are just fired up for the new year. Please keep your momentum. Find ways to keep your momentum. I'm still going to be doing lives every Thursday. I wasn't feeling the best this morning. I almost like, I'm not going to do it. But every time you feel like, okay, can't do this, sometimes you really need to take a rest. But if you're not drained, and you got to see how you feel. Is it something else keeping you from presenting or doing what you love to do? Find out what it is, and then maybe you have to push past something. I had to push past something this morning because I wasn't overwhelmed or exhausted. I think I was just nervous about presenting today. But every Thursday, unless, I need to announce it's not happening, there will be a live. There will be a live to discuss goals. We'll talk about new things that I'm doing for the channel, new things that are going on the website. And then we're going to talk about, whatever you want to talk about. Again, I'm open to suggestions. I want to make sure that the content is relatable, okay? And it's also, there's some value here. So I know someone asked me last week about, not last week, but the week before, someone asked me about low income budgeting and whatnot. And then Hierarchy, I forgot your full name, but she asked about Hierarchy Finance Bureau. You asked about budgeting and budgeting on a daily basis and what that looks like. So I definitely want to start talking about that. I'm creating a little mini series to share. So hopefully if there's anybody out there in YouTube land who needs that same type of content or needs to see how, your budget starts and how it ends throughout the week, then I'm going to have that for you guys coming up in the new year. And we're going to talk about all things, just, personal finance with subject to budgeting, and then also building generational wealth. Again, I have a membership. YouTube gave me the opportunity. So if there's anyone who wants to join, just know that there's going to be some content that's going to be shared behind the scenes. If you want access to it, then you know what to do. All right. Yeah, so the freebie is live right now. If you go to my website, I cannot type it into the comments. I don't know why they're not giving me access on here to type it in, but my website should be linked in the description box of this video if you're watching the replay. So after the live is done, you'll be able to see it. And I'll put the link in there after this is over.
Yeah, so that freebie will be available until January 31st, and then I will launch another freebie. Again, it's going to be a mixture of different type of budgeting worksheets that you can use digitally, or you can print it out and use it. Again, I'm a pen and paper kind of woman. It just works better for me to have something physically to write on and to write out my ideas. So there'll be savings challenges, there'll be little budgeting worksheets, there'll be all sorts of things, and I hope that you guys stay tuned for it. Paula, how are you doing? My goal for 2023 is to focus more on savings and sinking funds for when life happens. That's good too. I'm going to be focused on that as well. Not just the emergency fund, because I believe God that we'll be done with that very soon. But then other things, I want to get started on some other things. I feel like it's been a long time coming. So I will be focused on savings as well. That's really good. And I like that sheet that you shared in your weekly check-in. I think it was yesterday or earlier today. I watched it this morning. That was really good. I like that. Do everything that will make your life easier. I think my cousin D, shared that too. Do what's going to make your life easier. Do what's going to make you happy. Do what's going to, not make you feel stressed out, because budgeting is not supposed to make you feel stressed out. Managing your money, setting up savings goals, all of those things are not supposed to stress you. And what I think stresses most people out, or stresses us out sometimes, is because we're comparing ourselves to somebody else in their journey. Well, this person does it this way, so I should be doing it that way, is wrong thinking. Because we're only here sharing our ideas and our tips to inspire you to create your own plan. And it's okay if you want to use this person's plan opposed to that person, because you have to do what makes it click for you, what makes it better and easier for you. At the end of the day, it's still your financial journey. It's still your life. So you have to do what makes it better. But we all need someone else to inspire us from time to time, because we can't do it alone. But again, do whatever makes it easier for you. If a printout makes it easier, if sitting down and talking face to face, talking out some of the things that you like to do makes it easier, then go ahead and do that. And let me know, guys, what type of topics you want to talk about that I haven't shared yet. If I missed something in the comments, please, maybe you can spam me. I don't care. Hey, can we talk about this? Because I will definitely set it up. I do have the next 3 weeks planned, but I could always use some help in that department if there's certain things you guys want to talk about. Shout out to Mommy Trader doing the Zoom thing. That's amazing. Zumba, not Zumba. That's amazing. And shout out to everybody who talked about less time for the same amount of money. Like, we don't have to work 5 days a week, do we? We can get more of a break. Help us out. And I really appreciate y'all showing up today. And let me know if you haven't already. What are you eating for lunch? I didn't even eat my little oatmeal here. It's supposed to be good fiber. That's what I'm eating. I read that immediately. I just wanted to give you a hug, because that's amazing. I need to go work out, because that will help me right now. I'm going through some things, and my body needs a release of some energy so I can get rid of what I got going on. How to start a month ahead plan, a month ahead bill plan. That's a good one. I thought I had a live about that, but I'm gonna write that down. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. You just write it down. And I have some videos about that too. But I'm trying to be better at not talking so much, because I will go off on tangents for real. Like, I will just start talking and forget to stay on the topic. Eating a bagel, you know how I like my bagels. I like cinnamon raisin bagels, either with cream cheese by itself, cream cheese and jelly, or maybe smashed with some avocado. Okay, cinnamon raisin with cream cheese or cream cheese and jelly, or a plain bagel smashed with avocado. Just like that. Like I'm either this side or that side. It depends on what kind of day it is. 3 hours for lunch. Oh shoot. Oh yeah, it's morning where you are, huh? I wanted a salad today, but because I'm in my lady time, I said oatmeal is probably better. Because if I don't eat something sweet, I'll end up eating all this chocolate, and I can't. I can't do that to myself. You're having breakfast for lunch? Ooh, grits! I saw it. Grits, eggs, and bacon. Ooh, y'all gonna laugh at me if I sing this song. Now that I'm reading that, I'm thinking of Jill Scott. If you know the song, you know. Type it in the comments. I'm telling you, this is what I thought about. 2 scrambled eggs and grits. I like that. That's good. Breakfast for lunch is always a good thing. It's comforting, right? Okay, pause, you guys. I'll be right back. And oh, I believe that about Zumba, and I'm glad you found it because anxiety is no freaking joke. Yep. I want to do a friend of mine. She's a really good friend of mine. Her and I used to work together. I just think she's an amazing person. I forgot what it was. I think it wasn't boxing, but it was what was it? I think it was kickboxing. Yeah, she started kickboxing, or she talked about doing kickboxing, and I've since then I've wanted to do it. I haven't had the chance yet, but that might be a good stress reliever too. I just want to try it at least once. My friend Alicia is here, Miss Hands and Bands. I said this in one of my videos, and I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, I don't want to say that because I don't want people to get mad. But I love you. How you doing, friend? How you doing? She's my friend, my distant friend. I'm rooting for you too. Dang, so if it's gonna be virtual, I'm definitely gonna take a class. I'm working on it right now. I'm saving up some money for some new exercise gear, like my tights and my shirts and my sports bras and all the things, because I'm too heavy for me. Okay, just for me personally. I'm nobody's medical doctor or anything like that, but I can't do this. And I'm in the last leg of my 30s, and I really do not want to take bad habits into my 40s. I just want to sing, y'all. Y'all get me excited at the tail end of this thing. I was being so serious and trying to share all my tips, and now I just want to laugh and joke with you. All right. I think she's still here. She might be about to dip out because it's not her lunchtime. So every time I watch those little tiny handsmiths thing on Instagram, I just like, I can't with Alicia. just too much. You ever laugh so much that you can't even comment? You just like, okay, I'm gonna heart this thing and keep it moving because it's too much. It's too much. And then if I watch her all day, I won't get nothing done. I won't get anything done because I'm too busy laughing. I love it too. It's amazing. I don't know why it's like, as an adult, you feel like things that you eat now are not the same things you would have eaten if you were a kid. Because if I saw that as a teenager, I'd be like, that's gross. What is that? But I love it. What's up? What happened? Listen, don't eat all of my cookies, okay? Okay. Well, you can have some, and some is for the little ones too. So don't eat them all. Okay. 4. Okay.
It's 16, right?
I don't know how many are in there, but save some for the little ones too. I don't even know what I said because I talk a lot. When I tell you, I let me tell you something. And this is not to crack on people who are older right now, but I was walking my little ones to school, the little kids to school, and his shoe came off. So I had to kneel down to try to fix the shoe because he was pushing the tongue inside, the whole drama. So I'm trying to fix it. I swear I did not fall down. I just knelt down on the ground, and all of a sudden my knee, like, it felt fire red. It hurt so bad. I almost cursed. I said, "Oh no, this hurts." I teach my kids. So the little one was trying to pray for me. He's like, "What happened?" I swear I gently put my knee on the ground, and I said, what is this? What kind of behavior is this for my body to treat me like this? And he started laying hands and praying. God, it's a mess. A budget a massage every quarter, my self-care goal. That is good. You know what's something we should definitely think about doing, is something that I'm going to be doing, is regular chiropractor appointments. I know massaging is good. It's definitely a good thing. I used to get them all the time when I worked in another for another company, but chiropractor appointments, getting aligned and stuff, I realize sometimes my posture is not that great. As you know, you kind of get lazy, or you don't sit properly, you don't walk and kind of hunched over. Chiropractor is another thing for me for self-care. That's something that I'm planning for the future, for real. For us, winter break starts next week. Actually, is it winter break or is it Christmas break? Actually, you know what? You see, I got my planner right here. Winter break is from December 26th to January 2nd here where we live. My knees were like, and it burned. Like, it hurt so bad that it burned for a good, like, 30 minutes. And I said, all I did was kneel down. It's not like I, like, fell to the ground or anything. I said, what is this? Have a good rest of the day, Chris. Yeah, it's getting closer to 1, so I'm about to long. See, y'all got me all excited now. The knees always first to go. I can breathe wrong and my knees feel it. Girl, what is going on? Oh yeah, the chair. I remember you shared that. I'm not there yet. One of the things I want to share with y'all that I'm going to do, because I want to be more intentional about how I spend time with some of the kids, especially the little ones, because little ones will start getting into all kinds of things if you don't pay attention. Like, you've really got to be on top of them. I don't know if my teenager will want to do this. He might be too cool for it, but I bought these gingerbread kits. This will be the first time I've ever done anything like this. And I know it's probably going to be messy, but I bought one for the two little ones, or at least one of them. I can sit and do one with both of them and see if my teenager wants to do the other one. I don't know. But it comes with a giant cookie, candy, and icing. So this is one of the things that I plan on doing. I'm trying to be more intentional about different tasks and crafts and stuff like that I can do with them. So that's what I plan to do. That's just one of the things I thought about doing, to spend more quality time with them, and hopefully doing things that don't cost a lot, because I know we're not going to be able to go out as much. I am in New York, and the mask mandate was just reinforced. So it's a whole thing. And after, school germs experience, the little ones, I'm just like, we got to find fun at home things to do once in a while too. So yeah, you heard it right. All right, so I'm going to be logging off. I really appreciate everybody commenting, everybody giving me feedback for the videos, and hopefully I will talk to you guys next week. And let me see, Christmas is on a Sunday, right? Yeah, Christmas is on Sunday. So we'll talk again on the 22nd. Let me tell you something. I might be cracking up on that one too. I might not be too serious, but The Best Man, the final chapters, is going to be released on Peacock next week, Thursday. So I might be talking about that just because I want to lighten the mood. It's almost Christmas. It's almost the new year. So I think we've been talking about a lot of motivation. So let's see what happens next week. But I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Have a great week.